She disappears for days, silence that presses on your chest like weight you can't lift. Then, out of nowhere, one word, "Hey." Your whole body reacts, heart racing, stomach flipping, like a man drowning who finally breaks the surface and gasps for air. And you hate it. You hate that it works. You hate that after all the pain, one word still pulls you back like gravity. But you answer anyway. You always answer. That isn't love. That isn't intimacy. That's a trick. And tonight, I'm going to show you why you can't let go, and the truth that cuts the string once and for all. Because once you see what's really happening, you'll never chase crumbs again. It always starts the same way. A pause in the conversation, a missed reply. An hour turns into 3 hours into a full day. At first, you give her the benefit of the doubt. She's busy, she's tired, she'll get back to me. But then your mind starts to spiral. Did I say something wrong? Did she lose interest? Is there someone else? You check your phone more times than you want to admit. At work, pretending to focus. At the gym, pausing between sets. In bed, the glow of the screen burning your eyes at 2 a.m. And just when the doubt becomes unbearable, ping, her name lights up. One word, "Hey," and instantly your world feels right again. Relief, euphoria, a high that floods your veins, like a gambler hitting jackpot on the very last coin. That's the cycle. Starvation, crumbs, withdrawal, reward. And the worst part? You know it's unhealthy, you know it's toxic, but still, you chase it. Because this isn't weakness. It isn't proof you're not good enough. It's biology. Your brain has been rewired by her inconsistency. Every silence triggers anxiety. Every reply releases dopamine. Crash, spike. Crash, spike. Until pain and passion feel the same. That's why logic doesn't save you. That's why listing her flaws doesn't make you move on. That's why your friend's advice sounds right, but never sticks. You're not addicted to her. You're addicted to uncertainty, to the rush of not knowing when or if she'll show up again. And here's where female psychology comes in. She knows the power of uncertainty. Maybe not consciously, but instinctively. Women know when a man is hooked on their attention, and the moment she senses it, she starts to pull back. Why? Because unpredictability creates control. Because your reaction to her silence tells her more than your reaction to her words. Because power isn't in what she gives, it's in what she withholds. And that's the truth you've been missing. She isn't mysterious. She isn't complicated. She's unpredictable. And unpredictable is the most addictive drug of all. So every time she throws you a breadcrumb, you take it. And every time you take it, you confirm the cycle. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is trapped in a loop it was never built to escape on its own. But tonight, that changes, because once you name the trick, you weaken it. And once you weaken it, you take the first step back toward your dignity. There's a word for this. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement. It's the same pattern that keeps gamblers glued to slot machines. Not every pull pays out. But once in a while, the lights flash, the bells ring, and the gambler convinces himself he's winning. Except he isn't. The casino always wins. The house always takes more than it gives. And right now, she is the house. Every silence, every delay, every breadcrumb. That's the pull of the lever. And every reply, every little hey, every moment of affection, that's the jackpot you keep waiting for. But here's the ugly truth. The jackpot isn't real. It's manufactured. She controls when you feel anxious and when you feel relieved. She controls when you starve and when you feed. She controls the entire rhythm of your emotions. And you've mistaken that control for connection. Think about it. When was the last time you felt calm in this relationship? Not euphoric, not high, calm, safe, grounded. You can't remember. Because calm doesn't come from uncertainty. Calm doesn't come from chaos. Calm doesn't come from someone who thrives on keeping you guessing. And this is where most men get it wrong. They think the highs mean love. They think the lows mean passion. They think the cycle means destiny. But all it means is control. All it means is that she's figured out, whether by instinct or design, that the less she gives, the more you chase. Now let's hold up the mirror, because while you've been chasing crumbs, your life has been bleeding out drop by drop. Think about the last week. How many hours did you waste staring at your phone, waiting for a reply that never came? How many nights did you stay awake, scrolling through her socials like a detective in your own heartbreak? How many moments slipped through your fingers, workouts half finished, projects half started, friends half heard, because your mind was trapped in her silence? You call it love, but what it's really costing you is your life. Time is the only currency you never get back. And while you've been waiting for her, your future has been waiting for you. The promotion you didn't chase, the book you didn't write, the strength you didn't build, gone, not because she took them, but because you gave them away. And here's the cruel irony. The more of yourself you hand over, the less she values it. The more you chase, the less she respects you. Because women don't admire a man who trades his mission for her mood. They test him, they pull back, they go cold. Not because they want him broken, but because they want to see if he'll break himself. And when you do, when you fold under the silence, when you prove that her attention is your oxygen, she doesn't see loyalty. She sees weakness. That's why the crumbs never grow into a meal. That's why the highs keep shrinking and the lows keep stretching. Because every time you take the bait, you confirm her power. And one day, you'll wake up and realize she wasn't even the thief. She didn't steal your peace. You handed it to her, willingly. That's the sting, that's the cut, and that's the truth that should make you sick to your stomach. But it's also the beginning of freedom. Because if you gave it away, then you can take it back, right now, today. The mirror doesn't just show you the cost, it shows you the exit. It shows you the man you could have been, and still can be, the moment you stop trading dignity for scraps. You've told yourself the same story for months. She cares deep down. She just has walls. She just needs time. But if she cared, you wouldn't doubt it. If she respected you, you wouldn't have to beg for it. If she wanted to stay, she wouldn't keep testing your willingness to crawl. Real love doesn't vanish for days. Real respect doesn't keep you guessing. Real intimacy doesn't leave you starving. What you're trapped in isn't love. It's an illusion, a performance. A carefully balanced mix of affection and withdrawal designed to keep you hooked. Think about how she treats you when she wants something. Suddenly she's warm, she's consistent, she's present. And once she gets it, attention, validation, favors, the warmth disappears. Back to silence, back to cold, back to chaos. That's not mystery. That's manipulation, and this is the part that men struggle to see. The love you feel isn't about her. It's about the chemical storm she creates inside you. Every breadcrumb feels sweeter than a full meal because it follows starvation. Every scrap of attention feels priceless because it's so rare. Every "I miss you" feels divine because it comes after days of nothing. But this is not love. This is addiction. The same mechanics that make drugs, gambling, and alcohol destroy lives are running your relationship. And here's the shift you need to make. You're not weak. You're not pathetic. You're not too much. You are a man caught in a loop designed to break you. Once you see that, the spell starts to crack. Because love isn't supposed to feel like withdrawal. Respect isn't supposed to feel like relief. And dignity isn't supposed to be the price you pay for attention. This is where everything changes, because the second you stop chasing, you start building. Every rep in the gym is a rep away from her gravity. Every dollar earned is proof you're no longer starving for her approval. Every page you write, every mile you run, every goal you set is one more reminder that your life moves with or without her. Your body doesn't need her. Your soul doesn't need her. What you need is a mission. And the mission begins the moment you cut off the crumbs. Listen closely. Pain is fuel. You can burn it in despair, staring at your phone begging for a reply, or you can burn it in transformation, in sweat, in work, in the relentless pursuit of the man you were meant to be. She thinks she broke you. She didn't. She exposed the cracks. And now you get to rebuild stronger. So the next time her silence tempts you, remember this. Her absence is your opening. Her indifference is your invitation. Her rejection is your reset button. You don't need her chaos. You need your mission. And every day you choose yourself over her crumbs, you starve the addiction, you reclaim your dignity, and you step closer to the man she'll never get to control again. Picture two versions of you. The first one, he's still checking his phone at 2 a.m., scrolling through her socials, zooming in on pictures, convincing himself the caption was about him. He's restless at work, distracted at the gym, vacant around friends. Every silence feels like punishment. Every breadcrumb feels like oxygen. That man is starving, living meal to meal on scraps of attention, shrinking a little smaller every day, hoping that one day she'll finally feed him enough. And if you're honest, you know him well. You've been him. Maybe you still are. A man who trades his peace, his power, and his purpose for the chance at one more reply. That man is a ghost of who you were supposed to be. A hollowed-out version of yourself. Eyes tired, shoulders slumped, dreams gathering dust. And here's the brutal truth. She will never love that man. Because no woman can respect a man who abandons himself to chase her. Now, the second version, his phone is face down, silent, no longer the center of his world. His focus is forward. His hands are calloused from work, his muscles ache from training, his mind is clear from discipline. He doesn't check her socials because he's too busy building his own story. He doesn't wait for her texts because he's already moving toward his mission. He doesn't beg because dignity doesn't beg. This man is not starving. He is feasting on respect, on purpose, on the freedom that comes from never accepting crumbs again. And here's the part that will change you. The gap between those two men isn't years. It isn't luck. It isn't whether she chooses to stay or leave. The gap is one decision. The decision to stop handing your power to someone who never earned it. The decision to stop mistaking chaos for passion. The decision to cut the cord. Not because you don't care about her, but because you finally care about yourself more. And once you step into that second version, something incredible happens. The silence that once tore you apart becomes peace. The craving for her attention becomes irrelevant. Her voice fades into the background noise of your life. And when she reaches out again, because she will, you don't collapse. You don't light up like it's oxygen. You don't chase. You look at the breadcrumb and you smile because you finally understand. You were never starving. You were just waiting to stop eating scraps. So let's circle back. The silence, the hey, the chest-tightening rush. It was never love. It was never intimacy. It was never destiny. It was a cycle, a loop, a trick. And you, without realizing, kept pulling the lever, waiting for a jackpot that never existed. But here's the final cut. Her opinion is not oxygen. Her presence is not proof of your worth. Her silence is not your prison. You don't need closure from her. You need closure with yourself. That means accepting the truth. She isn't coming back to save you. She never was. And that's the best news you'll ever hear, because it means the power is yours again. It means the story belongs to you. It means the next chapter is not about her. It's about the man who walked away and never looked back. She gave you breadcrumbs. You built yourself a feast, and that is how you win. If you're done chasing scraps, type reset in the comments. Let today be day one. Day one of choosing peace over chaos. Day one of choosing your mission over her moods. Day one of starving the addiction and feeding your dignity. Next week, I'll hand you the exact playbook for cutting her off clean. So clean she can't drag you back into the loop again. Until then, remember this, her voice fades. Yours gets louder.